观众朋友们，大家好，欢迎收看《活在5点》，我是主持人 Milly。那大家呢可以通过搜索 wow1tvlive 就可以在 YouTube 上观看我们的直播节目了。我们今天呢很高兴的邀请到了象棋老师 Mike 做客我们节目间。那么So we are very pleased to have Mike in our TV show today. And our topic for today is problem solving with chess in the modern world. So at the beginning, can Mike do a self-introduction to all of our audience? Hi, Mike.
And hi, Millie. Nice to be here. My name is Mike Ivanov, and I am a chess teacher and a chess master. I've been teaching chess for the Canada Chess Youth Club for the last 5 years, and looking forward to teaching for many years ahead.
Thank you very much for coming to our show and also sharing your experience as a chess master with all the audience. So first of all, for playing chess, what future problems can we prepare children for? So the first question will be.
For sure. I think our modern world is evolving and we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, and not to even to say a year from now, 10 years from now, when our children will be growing up. And, right now we know what's going on in the world with the wars, and we know that, there's inflation and prices are rising. So how can we help our kids deal with the problems that they will have to face? I think chess is a great way to do that, because there are a lot of abstract problems that they have to, first of all, find, right? The player has to figure out what's going on the board, and then they have to look for solutions to these problems, just like you would in real life. First, you have to identify that something's a problem, and then you can try to solve it. And unlike other games, which the problems come and go very quickly, here you have time to really sit down and think carefully through everything.
Thank you very much, Mike. Yeah, definitely. Chess is a great way to help children to have their own way of thinking and solving the problem. Also, we know that COVID is almost end in Canada. Is there anything going to be different in chessing world, or how can chess help develop children in a post-COVID world?
Absolutely. So I think that COVID didn't really help education, unfortunately, in the last 2-3 years. And the lack of social interaction with kids will be a problem that we're just starting to see right now. I think it will impact the next generation of kids. We could say the COVID generation of kids. And I think that chess can really help in this way, because believe it or not, chess is a lot about communication. So when we play, it's almost like a mental dialogue between two players. So when I'm playing against you, I am putting my thoughts on the table and you're putting your thoughts, and we are communicating, even if silently, through our moves, through our ideas. And the good thing is kids can do it anywhere they go, even online and on their favorite platforms. They don't even have to be doing it in person. So it can connect a lot of people in the way that with sports, I mean, I love soccer as much as everyone, but I find it hard to imagine how soccer can connect people online. So chess is a great way of connecting kids online.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, before you probably only be able to play chess with the kids in your area or in the same location. But when COVID comes, everyone's play online. You can play people in European, you can play people in China. Everywhere is connected. So yeah, definitely, it's a great way of advantage of playing chess. Also, we want to know more about how can chess help children to develop their talents, especially for critical thinking. So what do you think about that?
Oh, for sure. So when it comes to critical thinking, it's basically assessing different sources of information. So nowadays, kids are getting all sorts of information. There's too much information everywhere you go on all kinds of different topics. And the problem is, how do you pick out the right information? What do you base your opinions on? How do you decide what's right and what's wrong? And chess teaches you the same things, basically, because you have to figure out, look at different viewpoints and then figure out which one's right. You look at 2, 3, 4 moves and you say, this one's not working, this one is wrong for that reason, and including your own ideas as well. Because the great thing about chess is that you have a lot of ideas during the game, during the process, and then you have to figure out which ones are good and which ones are bad, which is basically what we're doing in everyday life as well. You think of something and you're like, maybe that's not the best idea, but that is genius. Okay, so that's the critical thinking aspect of chess.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mike. Yes, in a young age, it is definitely very helpful to help children or younger age kids to develop their own ways of critical thinking by playing chess. Also, we know there's many board games or cards or different types of board games. What do you think chess is different or distinguish from these board games? What is the advantage, comparable advantage over these board games?
Great question, Millie. So let's compare it to either video games or faster games that we play all the time, whether it's gym games, sports games, anything like that. The one advantage chess has is that it can be slow. It can take a long time, which we're sort of losing in the modern world. So in the modern world, everything is going by so fast. You know, you have 30-second clips of everything. When it comes to games, kids are playing, let's say, League of Legends, where everything is coming and going within seconds. Whereas chess really forces you to slow down and be immersed in the moment. It forces you to struggle with your own thoughts, to wrestle with your own ideas. And apart from that, it forces you to look forward into the future. So if you have a few seconds of time, you can react well, you can show your experience, your pattern recognition, like you do in video games, like League of Legends. People are very good at pattern recognition and doing something fast. But it doesn't teach you the process of looking far forward into the future that chess does.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike. And also, is there so for the children that playing chess, is let's say boys are more than girls? Is there a situation like that?
For sure.
So how do we change the gender divide in the chess world?
Interesting. So there are a few ways to go about it, I think, because I do think it's a problem where if you have 9 boys for every 1 girl playing chess, then the 1 girl says, you know what, I'm just going to go there and play with the other girls and I forget about this. So you need to have a better ratio, obviously, of girls to boys. And the good thing is in our school and in our camps, I'm starting to see more and more that more girls are signing up. So I have my beginner classes with like 4 girls and 3 boys or something like that. You know, sometimes more girls than boys. So that's a good thing. Now, how do you get there? First of all, there is this attitude very often with families that, you know, the boys, they should go play soccer, they should go do basketball and play some sports. And the girls, you know what, let's send them to drawing class, let's send them to ballet and they'll learn music. But that's not entirely fair because both genders need all the skill sets. They need all the different activities to try out and to see what's better for them. You know, now how do you get first of all, you get the family attitudes to change, but also in order to get the kids interested, in order to get the girls interested, I think it's a matter of teaching it correctly. So if you teach it very boring and you say, you know, I go here, he goes there, I go here, it's very boring. It's boring for boys and girls. But I find that for girls, it makes a lot more sense to change the teaching style. So the way I teach, I try to compare it to a family or to friends. So I say, every piece that you're playing with, this is your friend. And that's your mother, that's your daddy over there. And you have to help daddy and mommy win the war. Okay, and when you compare it to a family and when you compare it to a team that you are in charge of, then I find the girls suddenly take responsibility. They're trying to help and they find it funny, they find it more engaging.
Okay, thank you very, very much, Mike, for discussing about chess with our audience. And I hope there's more and more people interested in chess, and also help children to develop a better way of thinking by playing chess. Thank you very much for sharing your experience with all the audience today, Mike.
Absolutely, it's been a pleasure, and looking forward to teaching more kids in our lessons and in our camps coming up this summer.
Thank you very much, and bye, Mike, and bye, everyone.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Okay, thanks, Mike.